Valentine's Day. The air is thick with anticipation. Red roses, flickering candles, the low hum of laughter from couples who seem to have stepped out of a romance novel. For most, it's a night of cozy tables for two, of whispered promises and shared desserts. But for Alex, tonight is different. All week, he's rehearsed the details in his mind, the reservation made weeks in advance, the careful selection of a table for four, not two. He told Jamie it was for comfort, for space, but the truth is more complicated. As they arrive, Alex's heart pounds, not with excitement, but with a strange mix of dread and resolve. The host leads them to the large, empty table, two seats conspicuously vacant. Each step feels heavy, as if he's walking onto a stage he never wanted to perform on. The reservation card sits on the table for four, a silent witness to Alex's intentions. He remembers the moment he booked it, how his finger hovered over the screen, how he told himself it was just practical. But deep down, he knew it was a message. The extra space isn't for comfort, it's a silent message. Around them, couples lean in, sharing laughter and warmth. Alex and Jamie, though, are separated by more than just empty chairs. Jamie glances at the vacant seats, her brow furrowing. Alex avoids her gaze, pretending to study the menu, but his mind is racing. He remembers last Valentine's Day, how they squeezed together at a tiny table, knees touching, laughter easy and unforced. Tonight, the distance is deliberate. The table becomes a stage for distance, not connection. Every clink of silverware from nearby couples highlights their own silence. The empty chairs are constant reminders. Alex and Jamie are together, but not close. For Jamie, the evening feels less like a celebration and more like a negotiation. She remembers the anticipation she felt getting ready, the hope that maybe tonight would be different. But now, the large table feels like an invisible wall, separating them more than ever. Alex's choice is deliberate, controlling the emotional climate without a word. Jamie senses the message, even if it's unspoken. The night unfolds under a cloud of separation, the laughter from other tables only sharpening the loneliness. The space that should foster intimacy instead enforces distance. This is a Valentine's dinner where connection is not the goal. Instead, it's an exercise in managed isolation. The stage is set for a night of emotional distance. The empty seats say more than words ever could, a silent testament to everything left unsaid and everything that's changed. Our surroundings shape how we connect, or don't. Sometimes the space between us says more than words ever could. A table for four, when only two are present, forces distance. Alex glances at the empty seats, thinking, why does it feel like we're miles apart? Alex and Jamie sit farther apart than other couples, making intimacy awkward. Jamie tries to catch Alex's eye, but the space swallows their gaze. Conversation becomes louder, less private. Can you pass the salt? Alex calls out, voice echoing. Jamie forces a smile, replying, what did you say? Even though she heard him. Casual touches are out of reach. Jamie's hand hovers above the table, wishing she could reach Alex, thinking, if only he were closer, maybe I could just touch his hand. If the table is in a corner or near a busy walkway, the isolation intensifies. Alex watches people pass by, feeling more like an observer than a participant in his own date. Other diners notice, adding to the discomfort. Jamie wonders, are they judging us? Do we look unhappy? The seating arrangement matters. Side by side feels united, but across from each other maximizes space and formality. Alex suggests, maybe we should sit together? But Jamie hesitates, unsure if it would feel too forward. It's less a date, more an interview. Jamie thinks, why does this feel like a business meeting instead of a night out? The table's size and placement become non-verbal cues. I'm not open to closeness, Alex realizes, feeling the barrier between them. For Jamie, the message is confusing and hurtful. She wonders, did I do something wrong? Why does he feel so far away tonight? The physical setup becomes an emotional barrier. Every inch of table feels like another reason not to reach out. The environment is carefully constructed to keep intimacy at bay. Alex thinks, maybe this place just isn't meant for couples. Physical space becomes emotional space. Jamie sighs, I wish we could just be closer. The table enforces a distance words never need to explain. In silence, both wonder how something as simple as a table could make them feel so far apart. The speed of a meal can signal emotional intent. Pacing is a subtle yet powerful tool in emotional dynamics. Alex rushes the dinner, ordering everything at once, skipping the natural pauses. This hurried approach can be a way to avoid deeper conversations. There's no lingering over the menu, no shared decisions. The lack of engagement in choosing dishes together can signal emotional detachment. The meal becomes mechanical, not meaningful. Eating quickly can be a way to avoid the vulnerability that comes with meaningful conversation. Jamie feels hurried, as if on a schedule. This sense of urgency can create anxiety and discomfort. The message, let's get this over with. This behavior can be a defense mechanism to avoid emotional closeness. Dessert and coffee, moments for connection, are skipped. These are often the times when deeper conversations happen. The check arrives quickly. The evening ends abruptly. This abrupt ending can leave emotional needs unmet. This rush is a shield against vulnerability. By controlling the pace, one can avoid the discomfort of emotional exposure. A slow meal invites emotion. A fast one shuts it out. Taking time allows for emotional connection and understanding. Alex controls the pace to avoid real connection. This control can be a way to manage emotional risk. For Jamie, the hurried dinner deepens the sense of isolation. The lack of shared moments can amplify feelings of loneliness. Time, like space, is used to keep distance. By controlling the pace, emotional barriers are maintained. Jamie's experience is situational isolation, feeling alone in a room full of people. The air is thick with the aroma of rich food and the hum of overlapping conversations, but none of it reaches Jamie. The restaurant buzzes with romance, clinking glasses, bursts of laughter, the soft glow of candles, but their table is an island of silence. Jamie's gaze drifts from table to table, noticing the warmth between others. The contrast between their distance and others' closeness is painful, a sharp ache in the chest. The environment amplifies loneliness, making Jamie feel invisible. Even the waitstaff seem to overlook their table, as if Jamie is fading into the background. Alex uses the setting to enforce emotional separation, turning away, lost in their own world, leaving Jamie adrift. The cues are subtle but powerful, a hand withdrawn, averted eyes, a conversation that never starts. Recognizing this isn't about being too sensitive. It's a real response to a carefully crafted environment that highlights togetherness, making isolation sting even more. Sometimes, the loneliest place is right beside someone who's closed themselves off. In a room full of life, Jamie feels the weight of being truly alone. The empty chairs aren't just furniture, they're silent witnesses to absence, amplifying the ache of what's missing. This is the empty chair effect, a visible, almost tangible reminder of loss. Psychologists say that our brains are wired to notice what's missing, not just what's present. In a sea of intimate tables, their large, half-empty table stands out, like a stage set for a play with missing actors. Every glance at the vacant seats is a reminder, a small heartbreak. Jamie remembers last Valentine's Day, when laughter filled every chair. Now, each empty seat echoes with silence. The space between Alex and Jamie is a no-man's land, reinforcing emotional distance. Relationship expert Dr. Lynn Tran notes, physical gaps at the table often mirror emotional gaps between people. Studies show our surroundings trigger strong emotional responses. A bustling restaurant can make isolation feel sharper, while a cozy corner can foster connection. A small table invites closeness. A big one enforces boundaries. Consider the story of Sam and Priya, who chose a tiny table for their anniversary. just enough space for their hands to meet in the middle. The empty chairs and wide table become silent participants in the isolation, shaping the mood as much as any conversation. For Jamie, the message is exclusion. Social psychologist Dr. Maya Ortiz explains, when we're surrounded by empty seats, we feel the absence of others more acutely. The environment isn't neutral, it shapes the story. The way tables are arranged can either invite intimacy or highlight separation. Physical barriers become emotional ones. Even a centerpiece can feel like a wall dividing more than just space. The setting proclaims what words never say. The lighting, the distance, the emptiness, all speak volumes. Loneliness is built into the very space they share, turning a simple meal into a powerful statement about connection and its absence. Occasional isolation stings, but when it becomes a pattern, the impact on mental health can be profound. Studies show that chronic loneliness increases the risk of depression and anxiety by up to 30%. Subtle signs, like emotional distance, lack of eye contact, or always sitting apart, can slowly erode self-worth and a sense of security. The isolated partner may start to internalize blame, wondering, is it me? Am I not enough? This self-doubt can spiral into persistent sadness or anxiety. Subtle tactics, like always choosing a large table or rushing through meals, are difficult to confront, yet they send a clear message of emotional distance. The person creating distance may deny any intent, leaving their partner confused and questioning their own perceptions, a classic form of gaslighting. This undermines reality, making it even harder for the isolated partner to trust their feelings or seek help. Over time, the isolated partner may withdraw from friends and family, deepening their loneliness. According to the CDC, social isolation is linked to a 50% increased risk of dementia and other serious health issues. Emotional distancing acts like a slow poison, weakening resilience and making it harder to bounce back from setbacks. Secure attachment is vital for mental health. Chronic isolation strikes at its very core, leaving a longing for connection that often goes unspoken. The toll is real, emotionally, physically, and socially. If you recognize these signs in your own life, know that you're not alone, and reaching out for support can make all the difference. The first step in overcoming isolation is learning to recognize when your environment is making you feel alone, even in a crowd. Maybe you're at a table set for 4, but you're the only one there. Or you notice you're always the last to be invited or the first to leave. Look for patterns. Are you often physically separated from others? Do conversations feel rushed or superficial? Do you leave gatherings feeling more isolated than when you arrived? These are signs that something deeper might be happening. Address it gently. Use I statements to express your feelings. For example, I feel distant at this big table, or I notice I'm often left out of conversations. Sharing your experience can open the door to understanding. A caring partner or friend will respond with empathy and curiosity, wanting to understand and support you. For instance, they might ask, "How can I help you feel more included?" Or simply listen without judgment. If your feelings are dismissed or minimized, reach out to others you trust, friends, family, or even support groups. For example, you might text a close friend, "Can we talk? I've been feeling left out lately." You're not alone in this experience. Surround yourself with people who make you feel seen and valued. Join a club, attend a community event, or reconnect with old friends. Real-life stories show that even one genuine connection can make a world of difference. Your environment matters. Choose spaces that foster connection. Try sitting at communal tables, joining group activities, or simply smiling at someone new. Small steps can lead to meaningful change. Trust your feelings. They're valid. If you sense something is off, honor that intuition. Journaling or talking to a counselor can help you process and understand your emotions. You deserve relationships that make you feel secure and appreciated. Remember, it's okay to seek out new connections if your current ones aren't supportive. Recognize the signs of situational isolation, like being present but not included. If you notice this happening repeatedly, it's a signal to take action. Take steps to protect your emotional well-being. Practice self-care, set boundaries, and give yourself permission to step away from isolating situations. Most importantly, build connections that nurture, not isolate. There is hope. Many people have found belonging after feeling alone. You can too. Reach out, stay open, and remember, you are worthy of connection and care.